Uh, so I moved everything back in the shop, but I went back out to the old shed where this thing was originally. And since I have the manual and I know what the parts look like, look at what I found. So, yeah, we're going to clean that up. I didn't have any luck getting the armature out of that bearing housing. So since I had the evaporust out, I found me a container and I've got it sitting to where it is right up against the bearing housing. So we're letting that shaft soak in evaporust overnight, uh, and then tomorrow we'll finish cleaning up all the metal parts, see if I can get that apart, and then we'll start putting this thing back together. Okay, a little note on evaporust. I poked a hole in the lid on this container, and with the thought that I can screw that down and then just pour the evaporust through a funnel back into its container. Well, the problem with that is evaporust is sticky. So I left that lid loose overnight, and I'm going to tighten it up here. And just to make sure I can take the lid back off, because yesterday when I put that on, it froze up and I was just barely able to get it back off. The other thing is you want to filter this. So I've got a filter in my funnel. Reason being, there's a couple little screws and ball bearings in there that may come out that hole. So let me put you up here and we'll see how much of a mess I can make. I do have my cleanup stuff here, so let me get you up here. All right, I do believe we are ready. Let's see what kind of mess I can make here. So far, so good. I'm about halfway. Kind of squeezing it to hurry the process up here. I do believe that's got it all. All right, we just have to do this one over here now. Yeah, it looks like it did a pretty good job. I do not believe this comes off. It has a quarter-inch bit that goes up in there that's removable, but I do not believe that chuck comes off. So anyhow, this is going to be a little bit trickier to empty. Obviously, it makes a little bit more of a mess, so we won't hang around for that. And I'll get this done and we'll get some parts laid out. Okay, I think we're at the point of some assembly required. So what I may do on this, just to try it out, is put you guys up on my drill press looking down and put this thing on fast mode and just see what happens. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you'll see an assembled product at the end. All right, so I think looking everything over, we're going to go ahead and marry these two parts up with the plungers, the bellows, and the springs. And I've got my reference pictures pulled up on the computer, so I can kind of walk back and forth and reference those. Well, that didn't work. It went over here somewhere. Let me move some stuff around, see if I can find that spring. So I reviewed the video. When that spring shot out over there, I sort of just paused and looked, but it didn't come out good on the fast motion video. So yeah, I think I need to figure out some more of these little pieces, and I'm pretty sure these springs are going to have to go in last, because the outer shell looks like needs to be on to hold them in, so that may be tricky to get them in there. But I'm going to put some other little parts together, and mainly the handles, and maybe get the power cord back on it. And I'm not going to film that, or I might. So let me continue here. So the issue that I had with the flying spring is I didn't put these pins in. I do remember these springs were in here. Like so. And then I put the screws to hold this part on. So I gotta research a couple more parts to see what order they go in here. Okay, this works a whole lot smoother now. All right, on to the next part. Okay, so this lever has a spring on it, and I guess I didn't do a very good picture, but I do have it positioned correctly. But now I got to figure out exactly how that spring interacts. It looks like there's 4 holes down there for adjustment, so I got to get that part of the spring into one of them holes. It looks like the second one down was the one it was in. Let's see, a little rust still in there. And then I got to get it hooked over the handle. So yeah, this is going to take 2 hands. I'll bring you back when I got it. Okay, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. I got the manual pulled up. This is the plunge release actuation lever. And it's got a spring, and it's keyed to fit this shaft. And right now, it's locked. So if I unlock it, and then I can lock it. But when I put this on, okay, that's not the right adjustment there. And that doesn't go that way. So if I back this off a half a turn, and then it doesn't lock. I don't know if that's wore out. That's the only adjustment I have. If it goes just a little bit more, it locks. So that's supposed to release it, and it won't go any tighter. What am I missing here? It has to be a half. That's where it has to go. Let me put it together like that and see what happens. Okay, we're going to go another half turn. Put this back together. Get it in the hole. Washer. Nut finger tight. It's not locking it. Let me wrap my head around this. All right, I think I got it figured out. I actually pulled up a parts breakdown, and right here they're calling that a screw. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. And I got to looking at this, and this actually turns and pushes that little brass plug in and out. So yeah, I got to adjust that in there. So yeah, this might be a little finicky, but I didn't know that turned and adjusted that little brass insert. So let's see what I can do. All right, I think that got it. I've got it tightened up. So there's going to be another little button right here. It goes up here somehow and locks this lever, and then when you push on this, it'll release it. So I think I've got it adjusted right, so we'll see. I got to get the other part of the handle on. Okay, making some headway. I think we got that sorted out. It locks and unlocks. So now I just need to put the handle pieces together. I know this spring goes here, but I'm not quite remembering. I think this spring goes with this, so yeah. Okay, and I've got all the parts accounted for, so I think we're going to be good. So I'm going to finish putting the handles on it and put the brushes in it, put the power cord on it, and plug it in. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we got the power routed back. It did have a small nick in the wire. I just put a little bit of tape around it, and I'm going to push that in a little bit deeper now. But now I'm going to get the outer housing on this side, and then we'll work on the other side. Okay, I forgot to put the little C-clip on the motor shaft. Let me check something here. Yep, there's the groove. So I do have a little trick. I'll slide that C-clip up. Take a piece of PVC pipe I've already checked. It goes all the way up. A little rubber hammer. Installed. Just check it with the screwdriver. Make sure it's in. Yep. All right, yep, it's in there. Okay, last thing is this little plunge indicator. 2 screws. The collet nut. And it's plunge locked. That's working. So last step is I'm just gonna hold off on this for a minute. I just want to test it now. Okay, we are plugged in. We're going to set it to about there. That's mid-range C. Still nada. I guess the electronics is shot in it. Well, maybe the plunge lock has to be off. I don't even hear it buzzing. Hang on, let me try something. Unplug it, spinning it, spin it the other way, plug it back in. Let me make sure my power's good over here. Yep, my power's good. It's not even buzzing now. What do y'all think? Since I got a nice bit set, I guess Harbor Freight. Just a quick follow-up. Some of you guys might say, you know, move this lever. Nothing. Okay. It may be the interlock up here. So that shows that it's locked. So it wouldn't work. That's unlocked. Still nothing. So it's probably in the electronics. Catch y'all next time.